Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the DAX this morning? So before we get started, I just want to highlight something quickly, and that is this trend line that you see here. Okay, so you can see sort of starts there. We had 3 weeks that we touched there. We had another 4 weeks that we're flirting with this trend line. There, 2 weeks that we're flirting with it there, and now we've closed below it. Okay, so this does not necessarily mean that we have broken this trend to the downside. Obviously, what we want to see is a retest of the break and then a move, which would confirm it. So for now, the trend is still up, but this is a bit of a warning sign. Okay, so I just want to drill down to the daily, and what we need to pay attention to on the daily is we have we have 2 indecision days here, so 2 doji days. So what is going to happen today? Anyway, let's delete that and let us just put that level in there. Okay, so this is the level that we have, and more importantly, there is a daily gap open down here. Okay, now we could very well squirt down to this side before bouncing back up and moving to the downside. So trend is down on the higher time frames, so we need to just pay attention to whether we break this level and come back and retest it, or whether this level holds. So this is kind of this zone here is pretty much a line in the sand right now. So let's just get down to the levels we can play. Okay, so just put that level in. You can see the tails to the upside here. See all these tails here. So this right now is a level we need to break. So let's just break this down. So what we do have here is a potential double bottom. Okay, this is a higher low. So if you look, there's a low, that is a higher low. Okay, so the question now is, do we get ourselves a higher high? And a higher high is going to mean to break this level of 12270. Okay, and I don't think it was a retest. No, it wasn't a retest. The retest is up there at 12290. Okay, so a couple of scenarios here. So this could very well be top of range. This is the top of the range, and we now expect to move to the downside. Now, what I would, let me get rid of the noise. So what I'm looking for in the short term here is, firstly, just stay aware that we, on the daily and the weekly, things are not looking so rosy. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Your stops need to be pretty tight, and we need to trade what we see right now. And what I see is one of two things. So either this is a range, okay, so I can sort of do that. So between the blue lines being a range, and the break above would indicate a move to the upside, and the break below would indicate a move to the downside. Okay. The second thing that may be playing out here is a flat top triangle. So we have just the beginning of it. You can see here the screen line is the trend line up, and here is the top of the triangle. So this could be a bottoming pattern that is playing out. Okay. If we look at the higher time frames, sort of on the daily, so on the 4 hour, you can see we had an inside bar. We've had another inside bar here. Okay, so we've got 2 reversal signals. You can see how the moving averages are starting to roll and point to the upside. And if we come to the hour, you'll see pretty much moving average crossover here. So the jury's out for me on which way we're going to break, and we're going to have to watch to see what the market does and trade with whatever that is. Okay, so yeah, for me, there's no real setup for me at the moment on the DAX. So we're either going to bounce down to the downside. I would possibly look for a long if we do move to the downside. So anywhere in this area here, so this 12,140 to the bottom of the range, 12,100, so, or 12,110. So that's kind of would be a long entry for me. Okay, and I really don't have any opinion on this morning, to be honest. The more I look at it, the more it's just telling me to sit patiently and wait for the setup. Okay, so let's just have a look at what is going on the futures market, and nothing. We are flat. We did have a pretty strong move on the US market on Friday, but the DAX moved with it, but it didn't really move with it, if you know what I mean. So we had a little bit of an upward move, but nothing serious. So I think I'm looking for confirmation of a move to the upside or the downside. So I'm looking for a break of 12270. So that'll be 2 points above that high. So 12270 would be a level to the upside, and alternatively 12111, a break to the downside. And that's kind of the way I'm looking at this at the moment. So we're going to watch price action very carefully. We've got a lot of interaction at this level, so I don't expect us to break through this first thing in the morning. More than likely, we kind of open, where are we? 12232. So we're right here where we closed. So I would expect us to sort of meander down a bit, maybe find some support. And if I could just pick up a level where we could find support, there are a few. There and there. So that's the area that we should be able to find support. If we do find support in that area and we see some positive price action on the 12-minute, then that would give me an indication for a move to the upside. But yeah, I think this is another day where I think I'll just sit with, keep my money in my pocket here. We do have a head and shoulders break though. So you can see here's a shoulder, head, shoulder. We've had a break and a retest. So I think, if you're on the 12 minutes and moving averages are crossed over, run into the upside, and we do break above the high of yesterday, the high of Friday, then we have potential for a move to the upside. But I'm just very wary because this level is fairly strong where we're at the moment. Okay, so that's kind of my take on this. Is my bias is kind of to the upside, but I am very wary of this level here. So if we break this down into a 12-minute view, what we're looking for is a break of sort of this consolidation pattern. So if we break below this pin bar here of 12,222, then you can expect some downside, and you're going to need to look at all these little tails on the 12 minutes for an area of support. If we do break above this, then obviously we can expect some upside, and that would be a range break to me. Okay, and a range break would mean that we have a potential from there to there. So we have a potential 133 points, which would take us pretty much into that area, that breakout area there of 12,366. Okay, so that's kind of my view. My bias currently is to the upside, but I obviously want a better risk reward entry. So your stop's got to be below this fractional level here, and that level is pretty much 12130. Okay, so your stop needs to be below there, and it's quite far, 12244. It's kind of a 100-point stop loss at the moment, so you don't really want to run a 100-point stop loss. You'd rather be running a 10, between a 10 and 20-point stop loss. So ideally, we're going to wait and see what happens. Okay, that's kind of my take on this. I think watch the 12 minutes, see if this zone, and you can see how we're kind of consolidating in this area. See if it breaks the upside, then it's long. If we break the downside, then it's short to the bottom of the channel. Okay, that's kind of the play for me today, and very much a wait and see. So I'm not going to jump into this at the open. Anyway, guys, that's my view on the DAX. Hope it helps, and stay safe. Enjoy your day, and I will catch you later. Cheers.